Okay, grade 8. Now we're in the section on functions and relationships. Now, in this section, we're going to deal with 4 videos, and the first being flow diagrams. And it all is about what is a function and what is a relationship. Let's get straight into flow diagrams. Right, for flow diagrams, do you remember your spider diagrams? Right, so a spider diagram looked a little like this. We had arrows going in and arrows going out, with a action that we were doing in the middle of the spider diagram. For example, we said we had our numbers on our left, our 1, 3, 10, and I've made an x, and an x can be any number. And on the right, we would calculate what it was by putting the action of the spider diagram. So we said 1 multiplied by 4, what did that equal? 4. We said 3 multiplied by 4 equals 12. We have our 12. We said 10 multiplied by 4 equals 40. And then we have an x multiplied by 4, right? So this is a box. So we're doing something to all these numbers on the left. So what is x multiplied by 4? Well, we can't tell that. We can't work that out yet because we don't know what x is, but we could just say for any number x, it'll be multiplied by 4. So what if I made x is equal to 2? So if x was equal to 2, that would be 4 multiplied by 2, that would equal 8. And then what about x is equal to 5? Well, that would be 4 multiplied by 5, and that would equal 20. So do you see how our x works? Okay, let's look at another example. We started to add more things to do to our flow diagrams, or to our spider diagrams. So for example, here we're first timesing it by 4, and then adding it to 1. So what is 1 times 4? So 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. What about 3 multiplied by 4? First we multiply by 4, that is equal to 12, plus 1 is equal to 13. What about 10 multiplied by 4? We know that 10 multiplied by 4 is 40, plus 1 is equal to 41. What about x multiplied by 4? Well, we know that that is 4x, plus 1, we're going to get 4x plus 1. So this is for any number. For example, say we added our 3 instead of x. Say we called x 3. That would be 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So for example, there's x is 2, so we got 4 multiplied by 2 plus 1, that's 8, plus 1 is equal to 9. Then we had x is equal to 5, where we go 4, x is equal to 5 plus 1, so it's 20 plus 1 is 21. Let's have a look at this spider diagram. We now have 4 times by 4 minus 1 times by 2. Now here it's very important we do it in order. We've got to first do this, then we've got to do this, then we've got to do this. So 1 times 4 is equal to 4. Now we've got a minus 1, so we say that 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. And only then can we times that 3 by 2. And that is giving us our answer of 6. So let's look at the next one. What is 3 times 4? 3 times 4 is equal to 12. What is minus 1? 12 minus 1 is 11. 11 multiplied by 2 is now equal to 22. And that is our answer of 22. What about 10 multiplied by 4? That's 40. Minus 1 is 39. Times it by 2. 39 times 2 is 78. What about our x? So we have, over here, we have 4x. Then we have minus 1. And then we have times by 2, but it's, minus 1. Times by 2, is that correct? No, we're timesing this entire bracket by 2. Okay, so we had the 4x minus 1 multiplied by 2, and that gives us our answer 4x minus 1 multiplied by 2. Right, so what about x is equal to 2? So we'd go 4 times 2 minus 1 times it by 2, or in the brackets times it by 2. What is 4 times 2 is 8, minus 1 is 7, 7 times 2 is 14. What about x is equal to 5? Then we'd go 4 multiplied by 5 minus 1 times 2. What is 4 times 5? That's 20. Minus 1 is 19. Times by 2 is 38. Now these black boxes we call functions. So in this here, we have a function of x. So for every x, we're doing something to it. In this case, the function of x is 4x minus 1 times 2, right? So this we can simply call y is equal to 4x minus 1 multiplied by 2. So this here, y, is our answer. And x over here is our input, x. And here is our function. This is what we are doing to our x and our y. Let's try an example. What if we said we have our function divide by 3 plus 5. So 3 divided by 3 is, okay, let's go. 3 divided by 3 is 1. What about 3 divided by 6? Okay, what about 6 divided by 3? That is equal to 2, plus 5 is equal to 7. What about 27 divided by 3? That is equal to 9, plus 5 is equal to 14. And lastly, x divided by 3, plus 5, and that is our answer. Remember, this is y, so our answer is y. And y equals 3x, or x squared, or x divided by 3, plus 5. So this is equal to x divided by 3 plus 5. Right, let's have a look at another example. So we completed the spider diagram there. Now example 2. We have divided by 4 plus 1 times 4. Do these cancel out? No, they won't cancel out. 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. Plus 1 is equal to 2. So 2 multiplied by 4 is equal to 8. Okay, now 8 divided by 4 equals 2, plus 1 equals 3, times by 4 equals 12. Okay, what about 2 divided by 4? That is equal to a half, or a half, plus 1, 1 and a half is equal to 1 and a half. 1 and a half is the same as 3 over 2, multiplied by 4, right? So multiplied by 4 is equal to 12 over 2, because remember, it's the same as 4 over 1. We times the top, we times the bottom. That is the same as 6. And now x. So we're going to say x divided by 4 plus 1, and then times everything by 4. And remember, that is equal to our y. So that is x over 4 plus 1 times everything by 4. And remember, that is equal to y. Or this whole side is equal to y, the outcome of the diagram. Right, let's have a look at another example. Completing the spider diagram. We now have divided by 4, this is our last example, divided by 4 plus 3 times 3 minus 7. Yo. So 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1, plus 3 is equal to 4, times 3 is equal to 12, minus 7 is equal to 5. Okay, 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3, plus 3 is equal to 6, times 3 is equal to 18, minus 7 is equal to 11. Try these yourselves, grade 8s. 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5, plus 3 is equal to 8, times by 3 is equal to 24, minus 7 is equal to, what is 24 minus 7? 17. Right? Now we're going to have x. So we go x divided by 4, right? Then we plus 3. But now times is coming, so we're going to have to times everything by 3. And then we're going to have to minus by 7. So remember, that is your y. So this over here, your x, or your y is equal to that side of the function. Well done, grade 8s. That was flow diagrams. This is in the functions and relationships section. Now we're going to get onto tables. We're going to get a much more visual understanding of what a relationship is.